What a 1, 2, 3, 4. Good vibes, soul of R. How are you doing today? Respect to yourself for clicking this video. That gesture, my friend, is not taken for granted. You are most welcome on this channel, Good Vibes Creature of God. Here, we have some things. Is this fruit here, small sized popo. I have also with me some bananas. These are the real bananas. You see, these are not even properly colored. The rest of this bunch, they all look like this color. Anyway, good vibe soul. Apart from the bananas, I also have something else here. This book called the Book of Wisdom. And all these things, we shall be consuming them. But this one shall be consuming them on your behalf. But the one from this one, we shall all feed on it. Because, my friend, it's some interesting words of wisdom. This is what they tell us. I know that the Lord is great, that our Lord is greater than all gods. The Lord does whatever pleases him, in the heavens and on the earth, in the seas and all their depths. That is Psalm 135:5 going down. Interesting child of God. Here we are guided by the maker and creator, the one that book is talking about, in reacting to videos. Good vibes videos that, my friend, contain things that go on in this world. Mysterious, unbelievable stuff. Other good vibes gestures from other lovely humans, my friend, which we all go through them together to spread love and peace to the whole world. Do you understand? In that way, all earthlings can be united, living in peace, forgiving towards one another, honest, and always repenting, asking for the forgiveness from their Creator continuously, which, my friend, we here always do before we start our show and ask for the Creator's guidance through a word of thanks, which we shall be doing so together. So let's take some time and do so. Dear Lord Father, maker of heaven and earth, our Redeemer and giver of breath, thank you for this chance, Father, to be together with your child, today's viewer. All glory and honor belong unto you, Father. Thank you for directing them to this channel, Father. May they experience a life transforming experience, Father, through the videos we shall be going through together. Bless us, Father, and forgive them all their sins, dear Lord. Also forgive us our sins, Father, and help us to stay according to your ways. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Time to dive in, good web soul. Much love. Watch till the end. My friend, start the things.
Comes the truth about the moon landings.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Scariest. It didn't happen. It could have been scary. Certainly.
What? Anything is fake. Just a test. Look at this. Do you think that we also have fake crowds? Okay, let's check it out. Oh my god. This is crazy. Some good vibes, guys. You see? Yeah. Everything. Everything here, you mean everything is fake. What? Let's watch. This is filters or what's up? Ay, my god. No way. No way. What's going on? Ay. Are you good people of us seeing this? This is not real. Ay. Oh, these are the crowds. No, don't think. Ay. What? That is the simulation. Oh my god. No way. Ay. Oh, wow. Good episode.
Time is an illusion. And the ETs have said it very clearly. They say mankind will never travel in space until it gets out of the concept of time. That's what holds you to Earth. And they said we are probably the only species in the universe has found a way to measure something that does not exist. So leave it to us. But if there is no concept of time, we have invented it because, you know, we go day to day, hour to hour. Our whole lives are built upon it. So it's very hard to get away from the idea that time does not exist. But with the idea of simultaneous time, it means everything that's ever happened in your life, childhood, baby, adults, everything is all happening now. And it's all still there. Now, I know with the hypnosis that we do, we can go back and revisit those childhood times. And I've had people become those children again. But that means it's all happening now. And all of your past lives and all of your future probabilities are all now, which is very hard for us to understand. But somebody gave me a very good example. They said, when you make a phone call and you're in America and you're calling London, 6-hour time difference. Well, when you make the phone call, are you waiting 6 hours for the person to answer you each time you ask the question? No, because when you're talking to them, they're receiving it and answering you at the same time, even though there's 6 hours and a half a world away between us. That's a good idea of simultaneous time. It's all now. Everything is happening now. We realize it when we travel so much, that it's the hours difference, and sometimes it's a whole day difference. We come in on yesterday, and then we're coming in on tomorrow in different countries. We soon realize time doesn't exist. It's a mess anyway. But this is one of the things we have to get used to. There is no such thing as time. Everything is happening now.
Oh my God, the darkest conspiracy theories around. Let's go through them together. The iPhone's theory. Do you know about it? Let's see. The iPhone stands for I. Okay? I like the part of the body. It is also secretly listening to your conversation. What does the spirit Siri backwards mean? Siri backwards spells iris. Aja. And if you look at the Apple logo closely, oh my God, it's represented the first skin, the first
Giant steps in Peru.
You have got to be kidding me. Probably already know that this isn't a giant staircase. There still seems to be some confusion on it, so let me just drive it into the ground one last time. This is Ollanta Tambo. It is an Incan terrace farm. Milo, it looks like stairs. Alright, riddle me this. If this was a staircase built for giants, why is there a human-sized staircase in the middle of it? And another human-sized staircase on the side of it? No, maybe they had human pets, a little pet on a guy on a string. That really looks like a giant could live in it. Oh yeah, and this doorway too, it's like 5.5 feet tall. Let's use some context clues. What's that over there? Is that a terrace farm? Of course that's not a terrace farm, that was a staircase for baby giant. You ready for this? This is my favorite part. There is an entire valley right here. Where were they going? Why would you feel the need to build gigantic steps up this hill and into these tiny ass houses? Look at that, there's no stairs down the other side of the mountain. And this is what your giant stairs are made out of. Can you imagine a giant picking this up? Yes, we're gonna make a staircase so I can get over this hill. Giant conspiracy truly makes me believe that the human race is a lost cause.
This is the great secret that everyone knows except us in the West. Almost any other culture that we go to, from the monasteries in Egypt and Tibet and India and Bolivia and Peru, the indigenous traditions, little villages in the Andes Mountains, they all know that there is this experience that we can have inside of our bodies that affects our world in some way, and our science simply has not allowed for that historically. So I began to go to these places. I began to go into the monasteries, all the places that I mentioned. And what we begin to understand is that this is the place where science got it wrong. There are two places, two assumptions. First one is that the space we believe is empty is not really so empty. It's full of a living essence, of a living material that we're only beginning to understand, number one. And number two, the fact, and it is a fact now, that we may have experiences inside of our bodies that influence the world beyond our bodies through the conduit of what's in this space. So it was in going into the monasteries and the nunneries and speaking with the indigenous people looking at them eye to eye, heart to heart, God to God, and I could say to these people, when you just performed that miracle, when you just performed that miraculous healing, what is it that you did inside of your body to make that happen? And if I didn't understand what they told me, I'd ask them again and again and again through the translators until I understood that they were creating an experience, producing an effect inside of their bodies that my science never told me was possible or existed. And so it was that path that allowed me to flesh out the missing pieces that we're only beginning to understand today, marrying the best science of our time with the wisdom, 5,000 years of wisdom of our past, into a greater understanding. And that understanding, it brings us back to where we're only now beginning to understand that there is something that we can do in our lives that influence not only the physical body, ours and those of other people around us, but literally influence the physical reality of our world. And that changes everything. It changes everything that we in the West believe about ourselves. So as a scientist, I've also come to understand this is a very different way for many people to think about themselves and their world. And this is not something that people typically talk about in a technical organization. They don't wake up in the morning and say, what kinds of feelings, what kinds of dreams, what kinds of healings did you have over the weekend? And they're talking about who won the football game and who won the lotteries. This is where it brings us the relevance in our lives, because we all are having experiences every day, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. Those experiences are physically affecting our bodies and our world.
The truth is hidden in plain sight, and this is how they hide everything. If you are looking for the knowledge that has been hidden from us, that explains how actually powerful you are, if you want to know what you are and where you are, this ebook will literally unveil that for you. And ye shall know the truth, and truth shall set you free.
They don't even hide it anymore.
The season premiere of SNL with Ice Spice.
Ooh, look at us, 3 Gen Z icons.
Aren't you like 40?
No. Long time ago, I met this guy and made a deal where I get to stay 25 years old for forever.
What guy?
Tall fella, horns, red fur, I don't know, little hoods.
Keen, that's the devil, dude.
What? I thought it was like a Times Square Elmo or something.
Taylor Swift, she's a clone of the high priestess of the Church of Satan. Huh? What the fuck? Where did you learn this from? Watch, look at this pic, fam. Yeah, let me see. This is like a famous high priestess of the demonic church. Looks exactly like Taylor Swift. Now, what's crazy, they share a lot of similarities. They're both singer-songwriters, fam. They both have the same blonde hair, the same facial structure. Look, they even wear the same like lipstick. Look at their eyes. The eyes, fam. That's Taylor, and the eyebrows. A lot of people are starting to like see, oh yeah, Taylor Swift's demonic because of this one for the song called Willow. What happens is she uses her piano and out comes like a golden thread, and it attracts all of these people. And once the people become in contact with it, they become obsessed with her. They become almost so obsessed where they become like a cult. And what is Taylor Swift's fandom like?
Have you seen the theory about clocks? No. So when you look at a clock, it looks pretty normal. You never think anything of it. But what if I told you there's actually a really dark theory behind the idea of a clock? What? Right, you go across the clock, across the way, you see like 11 and 1, it equals 12. 10 and 2 equals 12. 9 and 3 equals 12. 8 and 4 equals 12. 7 and 5 equals 12. And then 6 plus 6 equals 12. They all equal 12.
Wait, what does that mean though?
Well, also think about this. When you go diagonally and look at the numbers and you subtract it, like 12 minus 6 equals 6. 11 minus 5 equals 6. 10 minus 4 equals 6.
Wait, what is going on?
But wait, if you look at this a different way too, if you look across, 12 plus 1 equals 13. 11 and 2 equals 13. 10 and 3 equals 13. 9 and 4 equals 13. It all equals 13.
So what's the theory?
You look at all the numbers, right? It's just weird how you go different formulations and they all equal the same.
That's actually kind of scary.
I don't really want to get into like the exact thing that I saw, but it is weird how everything, equals the same. Comment if you guys know what that is. Dude, I don't know. I don't want to say.
That like gave me chills just looking.
Everyone on this planet needs to be scared of this image right here, probably more than they realize. Perfect example of how the Matrix traps people in society today is they promise you money, security, retirement, even freedom, and in reality they're actually just taking away your most valuable assets, your energy, time, and life itself, and making you false promises, pumping you into a prison system with other prisoners. And they're taking away, more importantly, your freedom to act by plugging up all your time in someone else's dream and vision. Not to mention they're paying you just enough to survive, which is going to put you in a survival instinct, propelling you to just work more and more, focusing on your most mundane, basic aspects of life, not why you actually came here as a spirit here in this vessel, in this life. Neurologically, the way our brains work is when we're in a specific environment long enough, the neurons in our brain actually change and adapt to that environment, and our brain becomes solid like a brick, and we are 90 to 100% more likely to stay in that environment our entire life until we die and move on to another life. Now, I know you forgot, but I'm here to remind you, money is not what you need, because first, you are not a physical being, you are a spiritual being, an energetic light being, and you came here with a mission, you came here with a gift inside, and the money will come, everything will come when you just focus on developing your character, developing who you are. Everything will fall in place because we are in a real life game. I have a completely free spiritual activation group, by the way, on Telegram, where I share stuff that I cannot share on social media because they'll, so I'm going to put it up on my Instagram story. Go check it out.
That is discoveries made by humans.
Let me get a pair of twins. All right. They're born the same time. They're the same age. And now one of them I will send off at 90% the speed of light. And the other I'll keep down here on Earth. So we can ask, how do their aging rates compare? Okay? Turns out, this twin that I've already sent, his clock ticks 44% as fast as this twin's clock. Our clock here on Earth. So, this twin is aging more slowly than this one. That's at 90% the speed of light. Let's pump it up some more. How about 99% the speed of light? Now the time ticks at only 14% the rate, as it does back here on Earth. How about 99.9%? We're getting closer and closer to the speed of light itself. And at that speed, the clock ticks only 4.5% as fast. So, what does this mean? Tell you what it means. This twin that traveled for 5 years and comes back, if they went at 99.9% the speed of light, after 5 years, they're 5 years older. We have aged 110 years. It's called the twin paradox.
I have a theory for the universe and I need you to listen up. So let's say this is the beginning of our life and this is the end of our life. When you're thinking about reincarnation, it's as if you go through your entire life and then at some part you just start over and then you continue on to the next life, right? But we think in linear terms as humans. What if it's not actually linear? What if this life is happening from start to finish? And then your other life is happening from start to finish. And your other life is happening from start to finish. And they're all happening at the same damn time. And the core of all of those experiences make up the entirety of who you are. Not only on a human level, but your fucking soul. But what if your soul is just a circle that has existed? Possibly a galaxy that has just existed. And all of these lives happening up at the same time make you who you are. So instead of going from this life and then back out here to this life and back out here, what if it all just is? And this is the isness of life. I think I figured it out. But one thing that I've also thought about, the fact that we have the Apple Cloud and it has every single person's videos, their photos, all of their experiences on their phone, right? Even if you do not go into the Apple Cloud and push play on a video, the entire 10 seconds of that video exists. That moment in time fucking exist. So you get to choose what video to watch. Even if you think about Spotify, every song is playing at the same time on Spotify, but it's not until you push play that a song starts playing for you. But if you don't push play, that song still exists. That song still makes sound. Every single second and point in that sound exists and is playing in that moment. It's fucking insane. I feel like I've cracked some type of code. This book actually started all of my questions for this shit. I swear to God, the Project 369. It goes over a lot of sacred geometry and shit that really wakes you up. There's more than we know. I feel insane explaining these concepts sometimes, especially to just my normal friends. So it's crazy to be here on the internet explaining this shit.
Santa Claus could literally be symbolism for Satan, like Satan in disguise. This is just a theory, but listen, and you'll understand how this all makes sense. So, if you rearrange the letters in Santa, you can spell Satan, but everyone knows that. The theory goes on to say that Santa and Satan share the same colors. They both use red when being represented. Also, we know that the devil is attached to greed. Well, what is Christmas attached to? Greed. It's all about having lots of things, like loads of gifts and toys. You want to have a lot of something, right? If you do the math, over the last 23 years, this is using the calendar theory, by the way. With 13 28-day months, Jesus' birthday would be the first day of spring, when everything comes to life. People also say that there's a theory for the trees. Pagans allegedly used to take plants and trees in their homes on the 25th December to honor and celebrate a pagan god's birthday. The theory goes on to say that the whole revamp of Christmas was to detach Christ from Christmas and make it this into a thing that just makes everyone want to buy stuff. What do you think about that?
Here's some weird-ass conspiracy theories that I fully believe in as someone who used to watch every single Shane Dawson conspiracy theory video growing up. Number one is that our phones are constantly listening to and watching us at all times. I feel like we've all had that experience where we'll talk about something that we've literally never talked about, and then 5 minutes later an ad pops up on our phone about it, which is just, it's not a coincidence. And at the same time, Shane Dawson did just make a video basically about how our phone is kind of constantly watching us, and proved this theory using like red light analysis. I don't know, but the whole thing was weird, and I 100% believe that they are both watching and listening to us through our iPhones. Number two is the butterfly effect, which basically means that everything we do will like alter our future. If you leave the house 10 minutes later than you were planning on, something in your future could drastically change. And I will fully believe in this. I will see stuff happen. I'll watch car accidents happen. And I'm like, damn, like if they weren't driving at this time, like that probably wouldn't happen. Just like all these different little things that happen in my life, or like if I didn't go to a specific workout class one morning, I wouldn't have met my boyfriend. Like everything affects something else in your life, and it's so crazy when you think about it. Number three is that I kind of think The Simpsons do somewhat predict the future. Like, I'm not saying they have a crystal ball and sit there, but it is just weird the amount of coincidences that show has happened. Like, Donald Trump becoming president, the whole submarine exploding, which is something none of us would have ever imagined. Just, like, all these little things that their show has predicted, and I'm just like, there's something going on because it's just so many coincidences. Like, it's weird. Number four is that aliens are 1000% real, and if you don't believe that and think that we are the only things that have ever existed in the entire universe, you are just so ignorant, I think. Like, I'm not saying that they're green little aliens walking around, but there's 1000% other life. And number five is that I 1000% believe in some sort of like higher society that is low-key running the world. I'm not saying it's the Illuminati or something like that, but something of the sort where people with power and money are 1000% controlling like our government and the world. I think that recently I've just been shown that money can get you anything in this world. You can grease the palms of pretty much anyone nowadays. And to think that there are not people with power and money that are low-key running everything going on, I feel like is crazy.
Now this is scary. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but there's a theory going around. It's more like a religious theory. I saw a TikTok video where a preacher was talking and he spoke about something very interesting idea. What if God is actually water? Think about it for us.
What if water is God?
Then that would mean God is both in us and all around us. That God is both above and below us. Why a woman's water breaks when we're born.
But there's more. We often say that God is everything. Well, if that's true, then everything around us would be what? Water. There's water in the air even though we can't see it. There's water inside you, inside me, and in every living thing. Now consider places where water is scarce, like deserts or wastelands. What do you usually find there? Death, because of the lack of water, and it's scorching, like hell. Here's something else. In the Bible, when Jesus was tempted by the devil, where was he? In the desert. He was searching for water.
Is the Illuminati real?
No, I don't know.
She is being truthful.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Well, I think food will be different from how it is now.
How so?
Everything we eat will be in powder form.
I think the population will have increased so much that either we'll all be living in big domes on the moon, or we'll be living under the sea.
I think that everyone will have robots, and you'll be able to have a robot girlfriend.
A robot girlfriend? Well, how novel.
I'll have a robot girlfriend, and she'll do anything I want.
Well, I think in the year 2000, everyone will have personalised televisions, and they can watch as much TV as they like.
And she'll have to do whatever I say because she's a robot, and those are the rules. And what'll happen is I'll be able to press any button on her, and she'll have to service me in any way that I desire, really.
Well, we'll stop using coal and everything will be powered by electricity, which we'll get from the ground.
Oh, I expect cars will have a lot more wheels and people will drive an awful lot quicker to get to places.
And if you wanted her to have lots of bosoms, more than just the traditional two, you could, because she'll be completely customizable, you see, and lots of different textures on the bosoms if you'd like as well. And the thing is, you could also just kiss her in the street, and that would be completely normal, and no one would be able to say anything because they'd all be robots too. And is there anything else you think might be different? Maybe something not to do with the robots? No.
Fascinating. Is this what the future holds? Only time will tell.
We have a few more details as to how she'd be put together, you see. So,
yes, well, we have heard your opinion,
well, we have
sir,
the
so
hands, which are lovely and soft to be
There's not much
holding,
film left, sir.
You've got the
Please,
bosom,
we have
which-
sort of reached the end of the
you said
broadcast,
that
sir, so
you can have as many bosoms as you like.
I think we've heard enough about your robot, sir, so
You
would you-
have to listen!
And she's got lots of holes in her as well, so you could even maybe potentially store your packed lunch in her.
People from the past. Unanswered questions. What's that projecting the blue light?
So you're saying there's an entire country we don't know about?
What if I told you there's a part of the Earth no one's ever seen? At least, not the people you know. Everyone's stuck believing the Earth is this perfect little globe where sure you just stroll in a circle, and boom, you're back where you started. Cute idea, right? But tell me, why don't we just cross Antarctica? Oh right, because nobody ever has. You think it's just this cold, useless slab of ice at the bottom of the world, but that's the lie. Antarctica, it's not just land, it's a wall, a barrier. It locks us inside the tiny part of the Earth we think we know. And what lies beyond, that's where things get interesting. The people in power, they know what's on the other side. They make sure you stay clueless like good little sheep, believing you live on 7 continents. But you've got no idea what's out there. Whole continents. Oceans bigger than the Pacific. And